G'day, fellas, and welcome to game number 12 of Outback Octagon 3. My lord, oh lord, have we got ourselves a game today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the defending champion of Outback Octagon 1 and 2. It is the two-time. He's playing in pink today. Pretty in pink, as Puppy Paw is. He's from Canada. He's on the Holy Roman Empire. And look, you can be forgiven for thinking, holy shit. This is not going to be pretty. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to be pretty. This is going to be a quick game. I can feel it. Look, look, just get your notepads out. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be a good one. Let's get to it and introduce our players. In the north of the map, in the color orange, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, representing Team Finland, it's Giljadi. In the east, or to his east, rather. In the color green, playing as the French, representing Team Poland, it's Mattis. In the east of the map, in the color teal, playing as the Chinese, representing Team My Insanity and also representing Team Germany, it's Zertin. In the south of the map, in the color yellow, playing as the Rus, representing Team Spain, it's Lucifron. To his south, playing as the Malians in the color red, representing Team Vietnam. Did I introduce Kaio last game as saying Team Japan? Duyakusi's from Japan. Kaio's not from Japan. Kaio's from Vietnam. Sorry. I think last game I said Japan, so I apologize. That's a big no-no for me. He's from Team Vietnam. He's playing as the Malians. He's in red, and it is Kaio. There we go. There we go. We got it right this time. And we'll skip our purple player for now. In the west of the map, in the color blue, playing as Joan of Arc, representing Team United Kingdom. Well, maybe even Team England, depends on how you want to call it. But we'll go with United Kingdom because they're united. It is Myriad. We've already introduced our back-to-back two-time champion. Let's talk a little bit about this guy. He's from the United States, currently ranked in the top 50. Conqueror 3. Plays in the color purple. Plays as the Ayyubids. And has big, very big shoes to fill today. Ladies and gentlemen, replacing Give You Anxiety for this game. Representing Team Devils, it's Jigglypuff. We got him. Now it's time to sing you all to sleep. Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff. You guys remember watching Pokemon, right? You know, apparently there were some leaks recently. I hope I don't get DMCA'd and cease and desisted by Nintendo for this. But apparently there's going to be a Pokemon movie that's coming out soon. And it's just like, it's a Kanto, like the original 151. And I'm all about that life. I don't care about Typhlosion. I don't care about Cyndaquil. I love Cyndaquil. He was great. I picked him in silver. Was he in silver, Cyndaquil? Cyndaquil was in silver, right? Who were the Pokemon in silver, gold, and crystal? It was crystal, right? Yeah, it was crystal. Because I remember growing up, I had Pokemon Red. Okay. Oh, here's a story for you. I don't think I've told this one before. Okay. Insert Baby Drongo. I'm like, I don't know, 9 years old. I'm playing Pokemon on my Game Boy. I'm at like 120 Pokemon, and then I realize my sister, she's got Pokemon Blue. So I can just trade my Pokemon that I don't have and get them from her. Because you have to have both games. So I did it. And I was like, okay, that was really great. I got to 150 Pokemon. Didn't get Mew because I'm not that cool. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start again. I'm going to start another save file. Because I'd only spent like 400 hours on that save file. So I was like, I'll start again. I'm going to do another run. And literally 3 days later, my dad bought me Pokemon Stadium. And if you know anything about Pokemon Stadium, you would know that that was a bad idea, because I lost all my progress on Red. But look, anyway, Pokemon, good fun part of my life. I think probably most people our age probably had a lot of fun with Pokemon. I played the recent Pokemon games as well. Oh, what were they? I can't even remember the name. I literally bought a Switch just to play them. But yeah, that was good fun. Anyway, there you go. There's a little bit of lore for you. There's a lot of vills here going in for the kill. 9 villagers he's got. So let's talk a little bit about the elephant in the room. We're not going to be focusing too much on the deli here. Instead, we're going to be focusing on the man in the middle. It is not Malcolm, it is Puppy Paw, and we're going to ask the question, why is this guy going to absolutely demolish this game? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what is called the God Spawn. Puppy Paw is in the middle of the map on the fastest civilization to get to Castle Age, by far. He's got an Arkan Chapel on a big gold, with a boar nearby, and a deer pack nearby. It is literally the perfect spawn. The only way this could have been better is if this stone was somehow next to the Arkan Chapel as well. It's not, but that's still okay. And when he gets to Castle Age, he's going to just click one relic, and then he'll click the second relic, and then he'll click the third relic, and then he'll click the fourth relic, and then he'll click the fifth relic, and then he'll click the sixth relic, and then he will click the seventh relic. He's probably not going to get the 8th relic underneath the Barbican, or the 9th relic that's down to the south. He might get it, but probably not. Or the 10th relic towards the north of the map. But he's going to get a lot of relics. He's going to get a huge amount of relics. And he's playing on the Holy Roman Empire, arguably the best FFA civilization. No, I'm going to just say it now. Objectively, the best FFA civilization if you've got more than 3 relics. It is a matter of fact. Puppy Paw. Today's game is going to be about how the 2-time champion can avoid winning, because this is going to be incredibly hard for him not to win this game. He's going to need to make some mistakes, that is for sure. Let's look forward to see how it goes. Age ups are starting to come through. Everybody has now reached the feudal age, and naturally, when everybody reaches the feudal age, Puppy Paw says, okay, it's time to go to Castle Age. So he is on the way up. It's at 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Most people would just be dropping their Castle Age landmarks in a normal game at this time, but Puppy Paw in an FFA is dropping it at this time. So very, very late. 2 TC is going to be coming in for Matiz on the top of the map. He's a little bit contested here with Kiljadi, but it looks like for the moment, they've both realized they're a bigger fish to fry here. We do have Ghazi Raiders in queue at the stable, though, so keep that in mind. Over on the east side of the map, we've got the Barbican as well as the Imperial Academy. So the Song Dynasty is online. No second TC just yet for certain, but we do expect it to come through shortly. He hasn't actually taken stone yet, walling into the Barbican. On the south side of the map, Kaio slowly building that cow economy on bringing it online. And just above him, in the north of the map, or in the northern position, Lucifron, actually with a double stable and archery range, thinking to himself, maybe I could get a couple of early points here by taking somebody out. The question's going to be about who he takes out, and Joan of Arc, with her woman at arms, begins to bully Jigglypuff already. Age up comes through. Let's see it. Show me the money. He's up very quick. 9 minutes and 18 seconds. Double stable already opening up for him already. Interestingly, no prelates in the transition period, which I would normally say is like a huge mistake, right? I'd be like, okay, ideally you should just click your relics straight away. The truth is, no one is contesting him at all on relics. He is going to be able to secure like every relic he goes for, he'll be able to secure. It's not going to be a prelate issue, it's going to be a military issue. And as you can see right now, this is the problem, right? If people are out on the map already with units, it's not about whether he can get to the relics faster or not. There's no Order of the Dragon in this game. There's no Juicy Legacy in this game. There's no one that wants relics in this game other than him. Now, you could make an argument that the Ayyubids may go for relics here as well, but you're always going to beat them up when it comes to timing. You have got so much time. So I think that, we've got a lot as FFA players to learn here, because Puppy's obviously recognized this early on in the game and said, well, I know I don't need to rush the relics. It's just about making sure I can actually get them to be okay. But we do see the Ghazi Raiders going to try and do a little bit of work here. He could go for a Wallalol. He is going to go for a Wallalol. Ghazi Raider's going to have to fall back. And this is a bad thing, because it reminds everybody in the lobby, hey, Puppy Paw is in the game and he's starting to pick up relics already. So that's always a bad thing. And keep in mind, you don't normally want to be in the middle of the map, except if you're playing the Holy Roman Empire or the Order of the Dragon. Then you want to be in the middle of the map, because it allows you to have proximity to those relics. The big question for me is, how is he going to transition out of this whole relic situation? Because he is about to become the Holy Roman God. He is about to become the Giga Chad. He's going to become the Puppy Chad, the Giga dog. He's going to become the big dog in the little map. It's not that little of a map. It's 2 CCs coming through from Myriad early on in this game. Scout is out. Double Scout out, actually. And what have we got through for Jiggly? Nothing yet too crazy. Looks like it's just going to be a fast castle. I take it back. I said nothing. It is indeed just going to be a fast castle. Now, do we have Dervish on the map? We should, right? We went Culture Wing. Actually, did we just go fast age up? We probably just went fast age up. I don't see any dervish. We've got a desert. Wait, no. He went military wing? No. No, he had to make that. He made the Desert Raider. He made the Desert Raider. It's the oldest trick in the book. We don't get it free from the military wing. We make it ourselves. Jigglypuff rewriting the rules for the Ayyubids here. Live in this game. Second pit mine now going to be coming up as a defense in the south of the map from Kaio. Tries its best to come online. He's got Donzos underneath the town center, a couple javelins as well, and Vils are going to go down here, but just don't lose your cows. He's lost 3 already. That's a lot of steak. Let's put it that way. In the north of the map, it seems all quiet on the northern front. Where are those Ghazi Raiders? I don't know where the Ghazi Raiders are. He had Ghazi Raiders. Does also have professional scouts bringing it back. Relics are going to be looking to get secured here. Okay, could have a bit of a contest here. Another one. He comes out, doesn't find it, and looks to pick up more. And you can see that Kiljardi, once again, going to be coming up short. So this is just another classic case. Relic gets denied on the south side. Another classic case of Puppy Paw managing to weave in everything that he needs to and still coming back with perfect timing. 2 relics in the bag at the moment, and he's already thrown the monastery down. This is confidence coming out from the Canadian early on in this game. He says, I know I'm going to have more than 3 relics. We can see, I said 2 relics in here. That's 3 relics, baby. 3 relics inside that bad boy. 4th relic getting thrown inside the monastery. 5th relic on the way back through. He's still got relics on the map. I don't know whether he's found them all yet, but there's a lot of relics. There is a lot of relics. And it always feels good when you're playing the Holy Roman Empire and you're in the middle of the map and you have a god tier spawn, like he did, and there's actually relics on the map. Because sometimes you can play, as an example, on like the last map that we played. So this map here, this is Tasmania, but the map that we played before this, I think it was Sand Reef. You get like a relic spawn towards the edge of the map. So a central spawn wouldn't be favorable there. Whereas here, it's like your proximity to the relics is absolutely perfect. Really, really nice. Let's check in on the south side as the defense continues. Kaio holds on for dear life as Lucifron slowly pushes him down. The Donzos, unfortunately, going to be overwhelmed by the amount of knights that are here, and the archers doing a great job of just pushing up and picking off a couple of them. Unfortunately, completely overwhelmed. The archer numbers here from Kaio as well on the defensive, and now the Ram's going to be easily able to access the tower. Ville's going to be coming out. They do originally pop out with stake in their hands, change their mind and say, perhaps we should look at getting some torches instead. Boar number 2 going to be coming down. Knight number going to continue to build, and it looks like Puppy Paw may have decided we're not going to Imperial just yet. We might stick around in the castle age and see if we can pick up a quick kill here or there. Now, of course, we'd always advocate to go straight to Swabia, but sometimes you have to go past go and collect your 200 pop before you do it. So he cleans up 1 ram. Second ram is slowly coming down, but he's losing a lot of villagers for it. He's down to 23 vills here. The one fear I've got is that there may be potential for blood to come out into the water and players see that and then start to challenge it. Myriad looks like he might be heading down to the south. Keep in mind, he's in the feudal age though, so he doesn't actually have knowledge about the south. Instead, he will spot out the villagers here, and Jigglypuff is going to do a bit of a run, a little bit of a misclick on the Joan of Arc spin to win. And Puppy Paw's just going to be testing the waters here to see if he can spot anything. Matt is still in the feudal age. Second TC is going to the castle age, but he's just going to look to siege down the town center. He's got the prelates underneath as well. He's going to utilize them. Keep in mind, there are still relics out on the map, and he does manage to secure 5 relics so far in this game. Maybe even potentially... I don't know whether he's going to find that 6th one or not, but let's check in on the south side and see how we're doing here as the battering ram makes its way underneath the town center. Kaio doing a wonderful job on the defense here. Tries to keep the vills alive, pops them inside. Just looking to thrive a little bit longer in this game. Meanwhile, Jigglypuff's Ville's going to get chased the long way around. We see Puppy Paw once again spotting out. You can see what he's spotted. He's looking for anyone who's under any kind of pressure. Let's have a look and see where he goes. He's just still going to commit. A keep has come up online in the north, and I suspect the moment he sees that... How did he find this relic? How did he get his hands on this relic? What is this relic doing? And every single prelate looks to dive on the relic. Doesn't only one of them manages to come out with it. You know, otherwise we'd have a duplication glitch, and that would probably be a bannable offense, Puppy Paw, so don't even think about it, my friend. Meanwhile, let's check in and see how Jigglypuff is doing. Desert Raider numbers looking good here. Veterancy has come online, but Down in the south, our king remains steadfast, resolute in this town center. The battering ram continues to work its way down, and Kaio may be our first player. King out of water, fish out of water. He's trying to find his way to a safety net, but there's nowhere for him to go. Unfortunately, Kaio tries his luck with a cute little gate, but unfortunately the king didn't even make it there. And that's going to give Lucifron the first blood in this game. Once again, taking out a red player. Kaio copping the short straw there. Meanwhile, moving towards that western corner. Can we have just a quick check-in and see how we're doing over here? I'm sure at this stage, Mattis is probably crying, saying, what's going on? Why are they all coming after me? Joan of Arc's going to get focused down. The Desert Raiders doing a good job there. Vils under pressure. Outposts doubled up. And Puppy Paw reaches the Imperial Age with Swabia now coming online in the middle of the map. Puppy Paw sits in prime position in this game and only looks to get worse for the other players in the lobby as he collects the relics like they would the Dragon Balls. We've already talked a little bit about anime today. Let's touch on Dragon Ball as well. The Dragon Ball game recently released, actually. I was checking that out on Twitch. Some of my favorite Twitch streamers were playing it. I was watching a little bit of Kaho. She was streaming it. Always a big fan of Kaho. And yeah, it's looks like it was quite a bit of fun. You know, the only thing I couldn't get past is the battles just seemed to go so quick. When I was a kid, I remember watching Frieza, and the battle with Goku against Frieza must have taken like I think I had like 3 birthdays while I was watching that battle, and it just wasn't the same when it came to the game because it was over in like 30 minutes. Not even. It was much quicker than that. But at the moment, Jigglypuff doing a decent job of standing his ground against Myriad. A lot of spears mixed into the battle, but the kiting continues, and Jigglypuff holds for dear life inside the Castle Age with that veterancy unit advantage. Myriad trying to collect those extra points, and we hear the Joan of Arc going down. I thought it was the English King, but it's not going to be the case. And once again, Puppy Paw looking for victims. Oh my lord, Puppy Paw, you've got 20 prelates. Like, at what point is enough enough? Because he's still making them. He's got 22. I guess he just continues making them. And I guess that's the thing. When you've got this many relics and that much gold, you just kind of say to yourself, well, what else am I going to do with the gold? Because it's a real problem that happens in FFA is you have too much gold. Like, it's the Limes meme, but with gold bars instead. Oh, but speaking of Limes meme, Zertan, he's coming online. The farms are well and truly here for him. The food economy is blossoming. And he said, well, I think it's time for us to push out of the base, get into the action. Knights are out for Puppy Paw. Puppy Paw, no elite knights just yet, but expect to see the upgrades coming through soon. Prelates healing up on the back. Remember, they do stack that one up, and Lucifron reaches the Castle Age. He says, look, I'll fight you, but I'm not going to be doing it with these units. Calls out the militia. Waits for Castle Age to come through before calling them. Interesting decision, but unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be enough to keep his head above water, as with 2 players in your base with absolutely huge armies, and you can actually see that Puppy Paw says, I think we can go after this. I think we can take him down. More units continue to rally across the map. Keep in mind, the Chinese economy at this stage of the game is when it is well and truly online. Zertan sits on 107 vils. Compare that to Puppy Paw, who's on 77. So he's got that 30 vil advantage. The main difference here is that it's mitigated by the relics he's picked up. So each of those relics, obviously, each relic is about 2 vils, and then double it for the Holy Roman Empire. So you're talking about 4 vils each. So if you've got 6 relics, you're looking at about 24 vils. And then, of course, these are no ordinary relics. These are also Tithe Barn relics. So you can probably add an extra vil or 2 into each of those relics. So he's probably already bridged the gap. And then, of course, on top of that, you've got the Swabia, which just makes it even worse. Elite Knights now coming through. Zertan's going to have trouble as he tried to pick off a little bit more than he could chew. But where's the king? Where's the king? The king's on the loose. The king's out the back, and they haven't a clue. Oh, Lord, you hate to see it. Yeah, hate to see it. He's been caught with his pants. Oh, hold on, Drongo. Hold on, Drongo. There's so many palace guards that maybe, just maybe, Puppy Paw might be in trouble. No, Drongo. Don't discount the healing, my friend. The healing is where it's at. And, oh, you know, we hadn't talked too much about the elephant in the room. It's been a while since we'd seen him, but wait, what's Mattiz doing over here with these green knights? Mattiz, what are you doing here? Mattiz, go home. You're drunk, Mattiz. You can't be on this side of the map, Mattiz. What you think you're Puppy Paw? He's going to try for it. He's definitely posturing. He thinks he can find something in here. I've got no... Matt, hold on. Is there a bit of a rivalry here? Has Mattis been wronged by Myriad in a past life, potentially? Perhaps. We'll have to wait and see what the plan is. Another relic finally gets picked up, and Puppy Paw says, thanks for the memories. That's 7 relics now in his possession. King down on the south. He's going to get a nice, cute little wall in here. Throws the dock down, and it's going to be a transport ship. He says, oh, Palace Guard, Palace Guard. Not going to be able to find the gas as the transport ship makes its way into the... You thought I wouldn't realize? You thought I wouldn't see? You thought I was going to miss it? This is a new Aussie Drongo. This is the Outback Octagon 3 Drongo. We upgraded this guy. We didn't get 3 times the size for this guy. But we did get 3 times the camera quality. Go on. Hit him with it. Hit him with it. Go on. Do it. Boom. I don't know if he gets the extra pop. I don't know what... I don't know if it bugged out. I don't know if Zerton gets the extra pop. It might have bugged. He's at 200 max pop. Let's see if it... Because he obviously he gets the points with us, but does he actually get the extra pop here? No, he doesn't. Oh, my lord. Oh, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Oh, I hate that so much. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad right now. So this bug... Can I get a confirmation? Can I get a confirmation? Didn't they say that they fixed that? Didn't they literally say that they fixed a bug where the kill on the king didn't count if it went into a tower at the right frame? And didn't they also say that didn't they also say that they fixed that bug as well? Or am I crazy? It's a game bug. It's a separate transport ship bug. So you know what's meant to happen? The king is meant to come to the shoreline. Isn't the king meant to come to the shoreline? Hold on. Isn't the king meant to come to the shoreline when it dies in a transport ship? I'm 99% sure. Probably the mod bugged it back. They fixed a transport ship bug, but not the demo transport ship bug. Is it different? Really? There's a different, like, oh, that's a bug with the transport ship? It's all fixed in Quick Match. You're using Outback Octagon 3, no? But yeah, but don't we use the base of Quick Match? I'm going to have to speak to our mod maker about that. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that one fixed. I'm going to try. Because this is not good, right? This is bad. Why is this bad? Because we've got a contestant right now for the potential game-winning position who doesn't have 50 population that he should have. He gets the points, right? We're going to give him the points. And there's a good chance our admin might even say, hey, we might think about... I'm not going to say that we're going to give him extra points, but, you know, it doesn't... This is not good. I don't like this. This you know, this is angry Drongo. As my son would say, he would say, sad daddy. Sad daddy. Yes. Sad daddy right now. All right. You want to know who else is sad at the moment? Jigglypuff. Have a look at this. He's getting overwhelmed. There are so many damn units inside of his base. He's got Myriad on one side, he's got Puppy Paw on the other, and he's got his hopes and dreams in a little basket that he's putting on a transport ship. Nope, there's no transport ship here, ladies and gentlemen. It is a sad state of affairs inside the base of Jigglypuff. In this game, as a stand-in for GUA, he's lasted 25 minutes, but Puppy Paw says your time is up. He just makes more and more units. We can actually see he's got the dock out right now. I don't know what this is all about for Puppy Paw. He's got himself a little bit of a dock situation. See, I wish there was a way to do like manual intervention in a game. Maybe that, see, that's way too complex, but like if there was a way to cheat and give someone an extra 50 pop in the game, like for when it bugs specifically. I don't even know, dude, but unfortunately for Jigglypuff, the town center's going to go down and Puppy Paw's going to pick himself up the very first kill of the game for himself. Plus 50 pop going over to him. Yeah, so just to explain to everybody about that. So that apparently the demo ship bug is when like the demo ship blows up the transport ship, everything just dies inside. I remember, so there used to be a bug where you get your king in a transport ship, you take him in the ocean and you delete the transport ship. This would kill the king inside and that was it. But if you took your king in a transport ship and the transport ship died while you were carrying the king, what used to happen was your king would transport to the side of the water. So it would just transport to here. And it would be white, you would be dead, but your king would move across there. So, and I remember I played an FFA game on Mega Random, where I had my king going down the river and my transport ship got sniped. And I remember my immediate reaction was, oh God, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. And then I realized, no, I didn't abuse a bug because I didn't delete the transport ship. It was only if you deleted the transport ship that the king would disappear. So they thought about, you know, what would happen if the transport ship died with the king inside. You would still lose the game. It's just your king would turn white and it would come to the side. So that was quite a that's quite a common thing. But I guess this is like a different thing. Oh, does this mean that we just tell people don't kill the transport ship with do we just give like plus 1,000 damage to galleys and hulks and like every other ship against transport ships? Look at him trying to steal this this relic away. You can see he's getting chased down, but the scholar sprinting like an absolute fiend. Meanwhile, Puppy Paw is looking to make another enemy on the map. He's been in a good position throughout the game, and normally one of the hardest things... Oof, this is not a good spot. One of the hardest things to actually do as the Holy Roman Empire is stay or keep the people in the game alive long enough that you can kill them. Because normally a lot of people will die quite early on, so there's not a lot left. King's going to jump out of the keep. Doesn't get picked off. Does take a fair bit of damage, though. And now jumps inside the town center. Matiz is out for blood as those cannons do get chased away by the Vils, and Kiljati stays alive for a little bit longer. Conversion on the south side of the map, middle of the map, east of them, west of the map. King. Red Palace. Oh my God, he wants to get the Red Palace online. You shall not Red Palace, my friend. That's what he said. Look at the amount of units here. Myriad's trying his best to perform a miracle here. I mean, it's not looking terrible for him. I think the big question is going to be about whether he's able to stave off this aggression. And Joan of Arc gets level 4 while the fight is happening. Definitely going to help out with the inspiration. We can see the Valorous inspiration. I don't think it's been casted just yet, but the king back home. Oh, you're so dangerous right now. You are so dangerous right now. Are we dangerous now? Yes, baby, we're dangerous. 10 points if you get the meme. Do you get the meme? You don't get the meme? Okay, lucky for you. That Red Palace is coming up. That Red Palace is coming up. If that Red Palace comes up, this is not going to be a dead... Oh, you're playing with fire right there, my friend. Puppy Paw smells blood in the water. Speaking of blood in the water... Hold on. Speaking of blood in the water, where's that king? I see him on the map. I don't... Where is the king? Quickly check in. Okay, we're all good. We're all fine. We're all dandy. He's over here somewhere. Oh, he's here. But Matiz doesn't realize this is a king that's just waiting for it. He's asking for it. Man, I feel terrible about Zertan. I don't know what it is. So for anybody who doesn't get that meme, there was a video in China of an explosion that happened at I want to say it was at a port. It could have been at a port, and there were chemicals at the port. And basically, there was a guy who was living in China. He was like a Western guy living in China, and he had his wife there, who was Chinese. And obviously, you know, she speaks English, but it's not perfect. It's a bit broken. And the explosions are happening as he's filming this in his apartment, and she asks, "Are we dangerous?" And he says, "Hell yeah, baby, we're dangerous." Oh, it was so funny, dude. Oh, just search. I don't know what you even search for on YouTube. Just search for like Chinese explosions, and like they're huge explosions. Like they are insane explosions. So they are definitely dangerous. But yeah. Oh, leaning into broken English like that is always so funny. I'm a big fan. Unfortunately, the timer continues to tick for Matiz in the north of the map. Hold your horses, though, as Puppy Paw might have a bit of a problem, a potential problem for Puppy Paw. As Zertan says, I may have missed the 50 pop on the first one, but I don't think I'm going to miss the 50 pop on the next one. To be fair, like, if Zertan just pushed into here, he could have sniped this. Oh, there's 3 calves. Never mind. No, it wouldn't have happened. There's 3 calves. Way too many calves for him. And Puppy Paw is going to hold the defense with the Men-at-Arm Knight combo, with the Calvin backing it up. Keeps the keep alive a little bit longer. A lot of upgrades coming through. Oh my lord, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Holy Roman Empire heartland. All the farms with barely any food on them. And Zertin gets chased away. Now, this is the part of the game where I really get a bit annoyed with the earlier bug. Because it's like... You just hate to see it, right? Like, Zertin should be 250 pop right now. He should have an extra 25 vills. He should have an extra 25 army, and he doesn't. He's got plenty of bank space. You know, it's just one of those... I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I will bring this up immediately. Let this be known. We will fix this. We will make sure this doesn't happen again. As long as it doesn't happen tomorrow. In which case, it may happen again. Please don't happen tomorrow. All right. Puppy Paw is still on the defensive. Puppy Paw, 240 population, so 164 vills, 78 military. Against Zertin, who's on 71 military. So the numbers here are still relatively even for him. The main difference is that vil count. So the economy for Puppy Paw is definitely kicking it up a gear. The curious thing for me is, like, when I remember playing FFA, and I would just spawn in the middle of the map and be Holy Roman Empire and have, like, 4 relics, and people would be like, yeah, the Holy Roman Empire guy in the middle of the map has got 4 relics, we should all work together and kill him. And you would literally have, like, 5 people killing you. And here in this game, Puppy Paw, he's already taken out 1 person. He's got, like, how many relics is he holding? He's holding 7 relics at this stage of the game. And, you know, we've still got people over in the north, like Myriad's attacking Kiljardi, and, like, Matiz is like, well, I'm gonna attack Kiljardi as well. That's a good idea. That's a worthy investment. Nah, brother. If this was an FFA lobby above the gold level, Puppy Paw would have been teamed up and killed by now, dude. Poor guy. But fortunately, here at the Outback Octagon, our level's a little bit low. I'm just kidding. Obviously, we got good players, but, you know, when it comes to objective FFA decision-making, Puppy Paw and his 7 relics on the Holy Roman Empire just isn't a threat at the moment, guys. Calm down. All right. Unfortunately, the keep does go down here. The interesting suggestion in the chat saying just ban transport ships. It's not a terrible idea. Like, banning... Like, this king was going down, right? Like, there were palace guards on the way here. So, like, what do you actually get from doing this? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where maybe we could say, like, you can't put your king in a transport ship unless you're transporting him to a specific location. And there's a reason for you to send him to that specific location, right? Like, if you've got 2 islands... and you're just transporting him back and forth, and you're like, yeah, I was just transporting him back and forth between the... Or, like, you're saying, no, I was going to the left island, and then he goes to the right, and then he goes to the left. Like, no, that's not on. Like, you put him in a place, keep him in a place, just leave him in a place. Okay? Unless there's, like, an objective reason for you to get out and dodge, which sometimes there can be. Don't get me wrong. 100% there can be times to put your king in a transport ship. But, like, you know, and I'm not going to fault... I'm not going to fault... was it Lucifron? I think it might have been Lucifron that did this, right? Like, I'm not going to fault Lucifron and say, like, you shouldn't have done that. But, like, it's weird. Because I don't want to make these, like, weird rules like that, right? Like, because it's an objectively, like, weird rule. But how, like... If it has, like, a game-level bug that we can't fix, how do we stop it from happening? You stop it from happening by having a little king that does a bit of a run right there. And once again, Kiljardi... the slippery snake he is, manages to make his way safely out of there. Did you see that? Did you see that? That was a dead king. But Myriad wasn't paying attention. This was enough Arbitratria to kill that king. 100% he could have killed that king, but he just didn't. All right, Baochuan getting in quite a bit of value down here on the south side. Puppy Paw looking to... Puppy Paw realizing he may have come quite close to death and wants to avoid a repeat of that happening. Says, maybe it's a good idea we fortify this position. Decided to put the king in a couple of keeps here with a few outposts nearby, just a couple. Now, another thing to note is there is the prospect of sacred sites. 1, 2, 3. I mean, you could probably wall this one off and throw a couple keeps on it. And it's probably close enough where he could potentially look at a sacred victory here. You might want to wait until, like, maybe if the game... Like, in the end, if it's, like, Matiz and Kiljardi, then you could probably argue for it. But it looks like he's going to be pushing onto the east side. Remember that Zertin is at a huge disadvantage here. The 50 population he should have gotten isn't currently in his possession. And as a result, he just sits here, you know, trying his best in a game against a player who does have that extra 50 population. Puppy Paw looking to try and snipe out the bombards. We'll be able to find them. Meanwhile, his own bombards continue to work down the keep. Hand cannoneers, together with the spears, managed to do a decent job in holding off the units, and for the most part, Zertan's done a decent job with the defense here. He's got plenty of resources in the bank as well, and sitting right on top of his reinforcements, he's going to be able to hold, so very well done to him. Honestly, I feel like the best chance Zertan's got right now is he has to call upon the other players to help take out Puppy Paw. That's the number one way back into this game, because obviously the big threat, the elephant here, even though we've got the Delhi player, is Puppy Paw. There's no two ways about it. And look at this, he's cleaning him up. Keep in mind, he's got the pyrotechnics on the hand cannoneers, so an extra bit of range on these hand cannoneers just to help them avoid, you know, that pathing up towards the front, gives them a little bit more space for the kiting. It is absolutely, you know, 100% worth it. Getting that upgrade, just beautiful stuff to see. All right, well, holding on for dear life. Myriad over in the east managed to keep himself alive. He was pretty close to death over here. I'm going to be honest, like, hats off to Myriad, because Puppy Paw was in his base with a lot of units, and he managed to keep his own head above water pretty damn effectively, man. Like, the king came out, and then he very quickly went back inside and said, wait, that's a bad idea. I don't want to do that. And now, Fire Lance is going to be starting to mix in as well for Zertan. I don't know if I agree with this. Fire Lances are great against ranged units. Not particularly good against, like, the melee units like this. I mean, still they do damage to units that clump up, but yeah, I'd probably just be going into horsemen instead of fire lances. All right, back towards the north. Kiljati is holding on still. Slowly working it down. Yeah, it looks like Puppy Paw might indeed. Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah. So this is actually a real sacred victory attempt here. I don't think he's going to go for it yet. He probably wants to wait for at least one more person to go down before he does it. But it could also be a case that he might just trigger it now and try and kill people. And that could actually be a smart reason, because then he gets even more points for the victory. But by doing that, there's a risk that you don't actually get a victory. But he is going ham on these sacred sites. I feel it's only a matter of time until he takes this sacred site as well. And he's very intentionally left this one. So the other ones he's starting to secure. He's probably going to need to work down these markets. Oh, God, that was a scary moment. I shuddered a little bit, but I'm reminded quickly of a king in the north. We fortunately didn't miss this one. This is the new and upgraded king. Where's the king? He's outside. New and upgraded Drongo, rather. As the king is out, but it doesn't last it. And unfortunately, Kiljati gets his ass blasted by Myriad. Of all players who managed to keep their head in the game, and now Puppy Paw can definitely think about taking this sacred site if he wants to go for it. Alternatively, he can wait for one more player to go down and then look to try and take it. Honestly, I think the best thing to do is not even really go for it, though. You probably want to just keep it in your back. Like, the biggest thing right now is for Puppy Paw is just to win the game, I think. Like, you get a lot of points from winning the game. You don't need to win it with, like, a kick flip as well. Like, just ride the skateboard over the finish line and you're going to be absolutely fine. I think that's probably my message to him. And to do that, like, he doesn't need to win with a sacred site. Doesn't need to win with a sacred site right now. But obviously, securing the sacred sites is a huge advantage for him. And will continue to be as the game continues. So, he's picky in the middle at the moment. He is playing in the color pink as well. So, this means all of a sudden eyes may start going to him for a number of reasons. Number one, obviously, Holy Roman Empire, 7 relics in the bag. He's got 2 out of the 3 sacred sites. He's in the middle of the map. He looks like he might take the 3rd one, guys. Maybe we should get him. Or you could just be saying, well, he's in the middle of the map and, well, Myriad's got no one else to attack, so I might go after Puppy Paw. And, well, Mattis has got no one else to attack, so I might just go after Puppy Paw. And, well, Zertan's got no one else to attack, so I might just go after Puppy Paw. You see where I'm going with this. It could be the 3v1 defense that he knows is going to have to happen anyway. So maybe he just says, we'll just take the sacred site and just, you know, we'll ride it out. But I don't think he's going to be so quick to sign his own death warrant. I suspect he's probably got a little bit more tact than that. Let's take a look at how he's doing as he continues to expand fortifications on the south. Fortifications on the west as well. Solidified. The king. Very safe behind all these outposts as the upgrades continue to come in. Couple bombards. Keep in mind that chemistry upgrade. Oh man, I miss the day of the long-range bombards. Not going to be happening here. Culverin moving forward. And now Puppy Paw on the defense. Military-wise, 80 military population. Keep in mind, he's only got 1 kill in this game so far. So he's only got the extra 50 population. Sits on a max of 250. Meanwhile, Myriad has gotten out of bed and said, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to wake up. The alarm clock is ringing. The birds are singing. And the stone is missing. We didn't quite rhyme that, but it was pretty close. That was about the best I could come up with. Look at this. Don't you love seeing these big clusters of stone like this? This gets me excited. Oh, he's done it. He's actually done it. Okay, he's pulled the trigger. I think there's a part of me I think there's a part of him that realizes I'm going to have to fight a 3v1 anyway. I might as well go for a sacred victory as well. Puppy Paw taking the sacred site with 3 players remaining in the game. He's going to look to try and defend here against 3 players. He's got a very strong economy. He's got a decent pop size. I think his biggest hope right now is that he can just try and fight these players off one by one. One at a time. Try and isolate them out. The trouble is, like, Zertan is very big. Zertan is scarily big. Despite not having that extra 50 pop, like, I'm scared of Zertan. Look at the amount of bombards he's got in here. And this is when it just comes down to the fact, like, Puppy Paw doesn't have the population space. Like, it's just still too early for him in this game. It's really, you know, and it's not, I don't think it's a consequence of anything other than a point I made a little bit earlier, which was that there's still so many players left in this game for Puppy Paw to kill, and it's kind of come back to haunt him, because now all of a sudden, they've come to kill Puppy Paw. It's a weird way to look at it, but essentially, if too many players die early, you don't get the extra pop from the kills, and if too many players don't die early, you're sitting in the middle of the map and you become the target. Meanwhile, Matt is also going to start pushing down, like, quite literally everybody has worked out. 3 of us needed to break this guy. You can see Myriad typing it in the chat right now. They know exactly how powerful he is. They know the significance of Puppy Paw in this game. The fact that he's got this many relics and he's taken the sacred sites. He knew it was only a matter of time until they came for him. The king on the defense slowly hops into that northern castle. Looks to keep himself alive a little bit longer. Now, one thing to note here is that Puppy Paw is not going into cavalry as heavy as we often see him go on the defensive, and that's going to mean that his positioning, it's not going to be favorable. If the Regnitz goes down, the Roman Empire goes down. Oh, that's not good. When you lose the Regnitz, you lose the bonus that it gives as well. So that means that any relics that you've got remaining don't have that extra bit of little extra bit of gold coming through. Another thing to note is he actually kept his relics in the Regnitz instead of just moving them down into the keeps, which you would have thought he would have done, being like the best FFA player in the world. But I guess he's had a lot going on in his games. He just probably didn't even think about it as an option. But, you know, Regnitz Cathedral is going to be coming back up soon. Takes a lot of wood to repair this bad boy. But you can't help but feel like he might be pushing out a bit too far. You got to remember, if you push out too far on one angle, it's going to leave you exposed on another. And that's exactly what happens. Puppy Paw going to be really careful. Not only is the sacred site close by, but the king is near as well. And Zertan is out for blood. The keep is under fire. The bombard number is significant. It seems certain that this keep will be going down today, and Puppy Paw evacuates to the outpost, a very dangerous position for him to be in. He's 1 shot away from death. Puppy Paw trying his best to live his best life, but unfortunately the king is out of water right now. He's trying his best to stay alive. He manages to make his way up towards that northern outpost. Bombards continue to make their way through, focusing down the prelate in particular. Fuck you in particular, he says to the prelate. Keep goes down as well. Culverin moving up. He's keeping himself alive, and now on the south side, we do have a contest for the sacred site in the south. 6 minutes to go until sacred victory for Puppy Paw. Culverin working down these units. The king is safely inside this outpost with the cannon emplacement in it. The bombards have fallen back only for a short amount of time. Now, what he wants to do in this situation is he wants to move the bombards right up to the tower and then just take the shot. Oh, he wants to be very careful right now. If he goes for the fire lances, there's the risk that Matiz may potentially pip him at the posts. Bombards continue moving forward. Puppy Paw's going to be in trouble. We're going to ride on board with Zertan, as it looks almost certain that Puppy Paw will be the next player taken out of this game. No, 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 he can't keep getting away with it, and he's sniped out by Matiz at the finish line. Zertan just makes unfortunate errors right there, unforced errors. And Puppy Paw goes down after a long fight. And it's one of those cases where there were just too many strong players late in the game. You know, if you had Myriad, who maybe fought a little bit longer with Jigglypuff and a little bit harder, he wouldn't have been as strong. And so naturally, when Puppy Paw comes in to snipe him, he's able to take him out. And then that snowballs into a little bit better of a lead for Puppy Paw because he's got more pop space to play with and one less player to deal with in the late game. But unfortunately, Myriad kept his head above water over here, and it became instrumental in his defeat. Well played to Puppy Paw, but unfortunately today, the cards were stacked in other people's favor. All right, let's check in and see how Mattiz is doing. On the north side of the map, his economy is booming. 130 villagers. He's just picked up a brand new kill, and he will climb slowly towards 250 population. If he remembers to put the farms, or rather the houses, down. Can always be a difficult thing to remember. I know playing FFA a lot, you know, sometimes you would just forget, oh yeah, that's right, I've got the extra population that I can play with. I actually just got in the habit when I was playing FFA, I would just build extra houses, because if I didn't build the extra houses, I would just forget to build them later. So I would just be like, you know what, we're just gonna build some houses. And you'd look at your population and you'd see like 210 out of 250, or 210 out of 210, and you'd be like, oh, I've got extra pop. And then you'd make the extra houses. Whereas if you just let it sit at 200 out of 200, you're just going to forget. And that's almost what we may have happening here. He's got no units in production. He's dropping a monastery, but he's not actually taking advantage of that extra pop. Now, keep in mind at this point in the game, Zertan should also have extra pop. In fact, you know, if I'm honest with you guys, not only should Zertan have 50 pop from here, Zertan should also have 50 pop from here. This was just one of those little mistakes where if he had just committed, so like he committed to killing this keep, when if he had just brought the bombards in, like you want them next to the outpost and you shoot the outpost and then the king starts running and then you shoot the king. You need that time for the reload. And he would have been able to confirm the kill there. So it's like Zertan's missing out on 100 pop. But this could be a blessing in disguise. Because you got to remember that when it comes to having that 100 pop extra, it could mean that players look to focus him down. The same way they look to focus Puppy Paw down. All they need is a reason. And now it becomes about politics. It becomes about positioning yourself as a weak player. Looking that I am weak. Please don't consider me a threat. But at the same time, you don't want to be considered so weak that they would attack you. And geographically, I would say Zertan's positioning here is actually pretty good. He is furthest away from Myriad. Well, to be honest, Myriad's probably got the best position out of everybody. But Myriad's also got the extra population. So he becomes a bit of a shot caller. In Zertan's position, he wants to just try and play as defensive as he possibly can, wants to avoid fights, wants to avoid taking fights wherever he possibly can, and just try and keep this game going as long as it possibly can until the end. Now, let's do a quick king check here. You guys want to know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about my win condition. How am I going to win this game? And I'm sure you already know the answer to that question. This one might be a little bit more challenging, but this one we can definitely do very easily. This one, it wouldn't even be. Hey, come on. This is... this one wouldn't even be a challenge. We'd sneeze in the direction of that one and... Whew, it would not... it wouldn't be tough. You know what I'm thinking, right? We'd just get a transport ship with like 6 bombards in it. Like the truth is, when you're Zertan and you pop the king out, where is the Zertan's king? It's here. This is actually a really good spot. I love this spot. This is great. He's got lots of area he can run. So when you pop the king out and you take a look at where's the enemy king's at, and you see this king sitting this close to the shoreline, bro, it's not even a hard decision. This is free real estate, man. Delete 30 vills, make 5 bombards, make 10 bombards, chuck them in a transport ship, throw the Hail Marys. Hey, sometimes you miss it and sometimes you hit. But I'll tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, you're going to hit this Hail Mary. That is for sure. All right, let's see what the plan is. Like, because realistically, like, you got a dock here, your transport ship around the edge. Now, granted, there could be outposts along the line, right? Like, there could be outposts along here. You don't know exactly what's underneath this, but there is always one of those chances. And to be honest, in Zertan's position, as long as he snipes one player, like, even if he, like, comes in here and kills Myriad, Then he just gets to 1v1 against Mattis, right? And then it's like, it's a coin flip. You know, who's the better player? Who's in a better position? Who's got the better civ? You know, those sorts of things. Or you're playing the Chinese. You're an FFA gamer. Like, this is where you thrive, brother. You got this. I believe in Zerton right now. I believe in Team Germany. I believe that Zerton on the Chinese, despite losing out on his 50 population on the ocean, despite losing out on that 50 population on a certain kill that he would have got if he just moved a little bit closer to Puppy Paw's king. I believe that he has the potential right now to do it. Will we see the comeback kid come back? Now, you might be looking at the scores and going, Drongo, it's not a comeback. Look at the scores. He's got the highest score, Drongo. It's not even close. Bro, score means nothing in FFA. Look at Puppy Paw. His score is the highest. Bro, he's dead. So go sit down at the back of the class, get your notepad out, and keep listening, all right? Sorry. Sorry. I had to. You have to do them like that. What do we got going on here? This is a little bit of a... Look at this route that's going on. Oh, never mind. Okay. It's a bit of a weird... Like, I thought he had like a triple trade pattern going on here, but it's not the case. It's not the case. He's moving a bit awkwardly. All right, we do have ourselves... Oh, this is good. This is exactly what Zerton wants. The two big dogs in the lobby fighting. And the thing is, this might not be a lot of units, but this is enough to, like... You know when someone pokes you? And then you punch him? And then they kick you, and then you stab them, and then they kill you. Not exactly, but you get the idea, right? Like, this is what is called an escalation. And this is something that you want to avoid when there's 3 people left. Because any kind of escalation right here, it can escalate. It can escalate, and it can get worse. And it can mean that maybe Myriad comes and attacks Mattis instead of going to attack Zerton. And that's exactly what Zerton wants. Zerton doing the right thing, clearing out. This is absolutely fine in my books. Clearing out the enemy forward base, this disincentivizes them coming after you, right? If I don't have my forward base anymore, then it means, okay, it's not as easy to go and attack that guy, so I might as well go and attack the other guy instead, because he just came and killed some of my vills. But we want to avoid at all costs a direct confrontation. We want to fall back away from this. And we definitely want to keep our bombards out of the battle. They should be back home. We don't need them. We're not doing anything with bombards. We don't need our bombards. Look to try and focus down John with the bombards. Let's see if he does it. Hand Cannoneer is going to try and fall back and cover. Joan does go down. This is a battle that we didn't want to have to take. Myriad, unfortunately, manages to capitalize in this situation. Looks to take down the front line. Hand Cannoneer is going to be the only thing that's left, so he needs to try and kite away, but once again, the bombards are caught. If he loses the bombards, it's a huge amount of resources, and it's not like there's an easy way for him to get back here. This is not a tough, or not an easy position, and now the Arbalestry are just going to be able to clean up, and this is a fight that Zerton shouldn't have taken, and now the scores swing in favor of Mattis. Mattis now your new point leader, with the exception of Puppy Paw, but just remember, guys, Puppy Paw is dead. So even though technically he's the point leader, he's not really. He's dead. Arbalestry are doing incredible work in that fight. These guys don't mess around. Pound for pound, they actually do very well against Hand Cannoneers. The only difference is when it comes to pop for pop, they don't. Hand Cannoneers do a lot better. But, you know, for the most part, they're quite effective against Hand Cannoneers. All right, Zerton falling back. Fire Lancer number starting to build here. He's got 51 Fire Lancers. He might be thinking, okay, my only option is a Fire Lancer Bombard Snipe. And I think that's a great idea. I think that's exactly what he should go for. I haven't seen him use this King ability in a while. I don't know if you guys have been watching or keeping attention, keeping close eyes on it, but I haven't seen him use it. Can we just take a look here? Okay, no internal walls for Mattis either. Always a bit dangerous. So there's a risk that, like, bombards as well here. I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of Fire Lancers now start coming out. You can see them kind of shuffling their way up towards the front. They do pretty well against the Arbalestry, but the Arbalestry are going to pop their Pavis shield down and say, no, sorry, Bob, we are going to do our best to grab that extra range. They also get a little bit of extra ranged armor as well. But in this case, not going to be particularly worrisome against these Fire Lancers, these fiery Fire Lancers with their melee attack. Keep in mind, Fire Lancers don't get a bonus against melee units, but they do get that Fire Lance explosion that does particularly well. Did I say they don't get a bonus against melee units? They don't get a bonus against ranged units. As melee units, they don't get a bonus against ranged units. But Horsemen do. And you want to know what else gets a bonus against ranged units? Giant armies. Well, let's just go with that. This is a problem right now for Myriad. Myriad's just gone and spent a lot of resources attacking somebody to defend his forward base when he should have been thinking more about numero uno. And numero uno is himself. And that's why when it comes to situations like this, you have to be so careful about trying to take people out. Because if you don't have cooperation and coordination, there's a chance that you might get attacked. And that's exactly what happens. Now, when it comes to sniping the king here, he's only a wall away from doom. And it means that Matthias, on 250 pop already, could look to extend this lead even further. Where is Zertan, though? What is Zertan doing? What is he thinking? He's got 5 bombards. Is he in position to snipe? The gate's going to come down. If the gate comes down, he's got nowhere to run. I mean, technically, he does have somewhere to run. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it out the back. No transport ship in sight. Red Palace under fire. Army slowly coming forward. Mattis may look to secure, and the king goes down instantly. He didn't even have a chance to run it. Mattis picks up the snipe on the king because Myriad was a little bit preoccupied with somebody else. And now that means Zertan has got a single opponent left in the game. A single player to take out. It was a very quick snipe that Mattis made on Myriad. Is Zertan going to be able to capitalize here? He begins making his way into position. 15 fire lances at the moment, 20 in queue. The best thing that you can do right now as Zertan, there's one thing that I would want him to do. You need to delete Vils. No. Not like this. Not like this. No. You're China, bro. You have so many ways to win this game. You don't need to make a wonder. You don't need to make a wonder. No, you don't have the resources to make a wonder. I mean, you technically do, but no, you don't. Look how much bank Mattis has got, bro. No, not like this, certain, please. No. You didn't. It could be a bait, though. It could be a bait. Honestly, this could be an epic bait. Okay, hear me out. You make a wonder, and then the enemy comes and attacks your wonder, and then you secretly just snipe his king. That's the play I would be going for. Honestly, if I'm Zertan right now, like, you're playing the Chinese, right? All you do is you make, like, 80 fire lances and 5 bombards, and you run the bombards up to some point in his wall, and then you blast through it, and then the fire lances go and get the kill. The biggest risk that you've got is that Mattis realizes, all I need to do is get my king to the other side of this wall, and you can't kill him, and then I win. But the truth is, when you're under pressure like that, you're like, oh god, they're behind my walls, what am I gonna do? And you start thinking like, oh, I'll run to the water, or I'll run to the other keep. And it's like, no. Yes! 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 Get him, boy! Get him, Zen! Hit him, boy! Go, Zen! Yes! It was a bait! It was a bait! It was all a bait! The army's out of position. He's gonna try and get back, but no, he wasn't. No. No, you weren't close enough. You should have held your cards closer to your chest, son. You could have held him just a little bit longer. Wait until he's burning down your wonder. Who cares about the wonder? If he's dead, bro. Oh, you were so close. Oh, you knew exactly what to do. Oh, the execution, it was a little bit off. But I still believe. I still believe. Oh, I don't know if I believe. That's a fair amount of units. Okay, how many does he have? He's got 35. Okay. Oh, that's a lot. I don't know about this one. And he's kind of posturing on the defense here. Come on, Zertan. Think, Zertan, think. Move. Yeah, and they're gonna re-wall. And he's... I don't know, guys. I wanted to believe. And even though he's got the highest score, I still feel like I probably... How is this score calculated? Zertan is literally sitting on, like, no resources. Mattis is on 1 million. Huge army. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I suspect it will not be too long before the towel is thrown in. Oh my... Zertan was so close, dude. He was so close. I genuinely believed. I genuinely thought there was... Oh, it was so good. Oh, my lord. He's still got 139 Vils. Like, you had so much space to play with, Zertan. Oh, just a couple little tweaks and you would have had it. I don't know. Where's the king gone? Where's the king gone? Somebody find the king. King's out the back. King's running away. But there's no chances, ladies and gentlemen. Your victor for today is Matiz. Zertan gets annihilated and Matiz takes the victory. What a game. What an absolute game we had right there. I tell you what, when he started throwing those balls, I got a little bit excited. The Hail Mary almost connecting with the wide receiver. Unfortunately, it did get intercepted by the enemy, though. What a game. Economy-wise, we can see that Puppy Paw was obviously a powerhouse in the mid-game, but did eventually go the way of the dodo. And in the end, despite Zertan's low population, still managed to have quite a bit of a economic advantage. And in the end, the military advantage definitely sat with Matiz. Wow, what a game. I tell you what, that was a ride and a half. Look, in the end, I believed in Zertan. I think our boy in blue is probably going to get him next time. He will get him next time. Do not worry. Do not be uncertain that Zertan will get them in the next one. All right, we'll leave it there for you folks on YouTube. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one. And of course, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.